Hey everybody, welcome back to that Hour of Power. I'm Joe. Brandon is here.
Yo, Joe. What do you know?
Hey Brandon, we are here. We are finally here. We are doing the 2024 Nosferatu
Yay.
because somebody was dragging their little feet to watch it, but he
Yes,
finally
yes.
watched it. He told me
I
at
only
some point
watched it.
he finally watched it. We are here recording this in the beginning of February 2025. But
Yes.
we are here. We have made it. We are at this Nosferatu. We have our friend here. We'll bring him up for a second here, and then before we get really into this, we have Mark from the Toys of the Time Gone By. How are you, Mark?
Mark.
Doing
Mark,
good tonight. Doing
go
good tonight.
to or
You like my
Motu.
stash?
He's got his porn stash right there. Nice work, Mark. Mark, we'll bring you right back up here
Uh,
once we get into the movie in a little bit. And Brandon, let's hop right into this. Let's go right into your favorite part
Are we doing
of
Rotten Tomato?
show.
Oh,
Yes, your favorite part of the show. What do you think is the Rotten Tomato scores for the 2024 Nosferatu? What is the critic score?
critics score is 86. Heard it gave good reviews.
Nice work, 85.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
85, good work. Now, what do you think the audience thought about this film?
Oh, the audience gave
Hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on. Now, remember, this was a box office hit also, so
Yeah, I know. The audience gave it at least like a 96.
not quite. It's got a 73
Oh, I'm surprised.
from the audience. This is certified fresh from the critics, and it's got a nice popcorn from the audience at a 73.
Well, that's a surprising thing because everybody keep talking about it. Oh man, that Nosferatu movie is so great. Did you see it? Oh my god, it looks so good. It's so realistic, like time period thing. Like
I gotta say, I expected better. I expected more out of Robert Eggers.
mhm.
Ultimately, this movie disappointed me and let me down. What about you, Brandon?
It was it wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be. It was it was a letdown. It was an enjoyable movie to watch. Yes, and no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I don't think it's a bad film overall.
No,
I don't
no,
think it's a
no.
bad film. So everybody, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad film. It's just that I expected more out of Robert Eggers. When I
Yeah.
watch this, I'm just seeing all the Dracula movies I've ever seen before and a lot of vampire movies. It just felt like the same thing over and over again. And
Same thing.
it just did not feel like it was a remake of Nosferatu. It felt like Eggers was not sure. It felt like he wanted to make the Dracula book, but wouldn't commit to it. Wanted to make Nosferatu, couldn't decide what to do, so he put a bunch of stuff in there, a bunch of the same stuff.
He just mirrored it together,
And it
basically.
was just I don't to me I don't think it worked. So let's look at the plot synopsis here from IMDb. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and a terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So he is infatuated with her from the start, right? Because she's been having dreams about him. So there they go again, connecting her in that way to here is Count Orlok, but he's Count Dracula. We all know. There they go doing that again, which that's I know this isn't supposed to be the book, but Mr. Eggers kept doing that. What do you think about that, Brandon?
That was stupid.
Yeah, so you were not impressed with that either, because they've been doing that for a long time. Like
Joe, look, everything. I don't care if it's Dracula, Twilight, anything got to do with vampires, anything got to do with anything. They always make it a love story.
Yeah, so he wanted to
Like,
make. Yeah, you're right. So he wanted to make a monster. He wanted to make vampire scary again, but he made it a love story again. So
he didn't make them
yeah,
scary.
and I suppose in a way it was a love story between Hutter and Ellen, right? And
No,
what I mean is she woke him up. She woke up Orlok. It was just odd to me. Like, oh, he reached out to me in my dreams and maybe woke me up. I don't know. But let me go into the cast a little bit because I thought we had a good cast.
yeah, great cast.
So we have Lily Rose Depp playing Ellen Hutter. We have Nicholas Hoult playing Thomas Hutter. Nicholas Hoult most recently played Renfield.
Ow, ow, that
In
hurt.
the I don't know. I think I liked this movie better, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I like that one better, but
It was.
I'm
Good.
sorry, I skipped a little bit ahead there. Yeah, Nicholas Hoult was Renfield in the movie Renfield, not in The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I'm sorry, I crossed those, but I did like The Last
Oh,
Voyage.
you
of the
did
Demeter.
put them together.
I did, yeah. So I don't know. I probably liked Renfield better than this one. I probably liked The Last Voyage of the Demeter better than this one. The Last Voyage of the Demeter made Dracula scary, made him a vampire.
Yes.
Didn't have some odd love story between Dracula. So I think The Last Voyage of Demeter succeeded where Robert Eggers tried to succeed, which, I got to give him kudos for doing those things. And I don't think he succeeded in it. I think he kind of failed. Now, Brandon.
Yes.
I'm going to jump right into this before we bring up Marc.
Okay.
There's articles that I sent to you about, interviews with Mr. Eggers. So we're going to go. One of the biggest differences between all the other all the other Nosferatu versions, and this one is Orlok has a mustache.
That's it. That's the only thing.
That's one of the biggest differences. Now we're going to talk about the mustache first. That's why I'm bringing that one up, because there's a specific interview about it. Okay, about the mustache. Okay, so I want to talk about that.
All right.
Now let me see. Should I bring up the article, the quote?
Yeah.
So the quote. Oh man, I don't think I got that one. I got the other ones about the. Okay, but here it is. I'm sorry, everybody. I am prepared. I just don't have the share screen ready. What a dink. What a dink. There it is. Is that the right way? I think that's
There you
go. Okay, so he's going to explain why he gave him a mustache, and here is the quote. So, to try to make a more scary vampire we had in quite some time, I went back to folklore. It's something that I like anyway, which I was pretty excited about that because, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm cutting into it. But the early vampire was written by people who believed that vampires existed and that there was going to be some good stuff in there. In the folklore, vampires putrid, walking undead corpse. And so there's no question then. So then the question became, what does a dead Transylvanian nobleman look like? That means this complex Hungarian costume with a very long sleeves, strange high-heeled shoes, and a furry hat. And it also means a mustache, no matter what. There is no way this guy cannot have a mustache. Try to find a Transylvanian person who is of age who can grow a mustache that doesn't have a mustache. It's part of that culture. If you don't want to bother Googling, think of Vlad the Impaler. Even Bram Stoker had the sense to give Dracula a mustache in the book.
Okay, but it described what the mustache looked like in the book.
Exactly. So I'm not really. I suppose what I'm saying, it doesn't bother me that Dracula has a mustache. It bothers me. It bothers me.
Wait. This is not Dracula.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going. It doesn't bother me that Dracula has a mustache. It bothers me that Count Orlok has a mustache because he's not Dracula. You are not making Dracula. As much as I really enjoy your films, Mr. Eggers, I do. One of the things I really appreciate about this movie here, the dialogue, I think is phenomenal. I love the dialogue, the vocabulary used in it. I think a lot of attention paid to that. I love that. I love that in The Witch. I thought The Witch, that was the best thing about The Witch was the dialogue, the vocabulary, such attention paid to it. And even in The Northman.
The thing is, he pays
attention to the detail.
Yes.
It's like that detail I appreciate a lot because a lot of people don't do it anymore in their films. They just go, we'll put it in with computers. The mustache, you're not making Dracula, you're making Count Orlok. Make him Count Orlok. And that's one of the points where I thought he couldn't decide if he wanted to make Dracula or if he wanted to make Nosferatu. If you're making Nosferatu, there's another quote here, which, let me find this real quick. If I can find that. Okay, it's this one here. Oh, it's coming. But anyway, it's another quote about why he decided not to adapt Dracula, the novel.
But yeah,
okay, so it's right here. Right here. So, I mean, as much as I love the novel, it is a little bit overstuffed with Victoriana. It's a Victorian novel, so sorry. I think something. I think something about the Murnau adaptation is it's a simple fairy tale, and I actually think the simple fairy tale is at the core of the Stoker novel. Is the thing that has made it so adaptable and versatile and kept people inspired. Something that I really loved about the Murnau film is that it ends with the female protagonist being the heroine. I thought that it would be potentially more exciting if the whole film is told through her eyes because it had the potential to be more emotionally, psychologically complex than an adventure story about a real estate agent. I'm sorry, Mr. Eggers, as much as I love you, the book is not an adventure story about a real estate agent.
Well,
okay, I just had to stop right there. I just had to stop right there. It's not, you know that, Brandon. It's not an adventure story about a real estate agent.
No.
As much as it is a scary horror movie, and it is, there's even some jump scares in it. It's a gothic romance, a tale of love and obsession. And through her eyes, I think we really get into that mode more without it becoming a tragic anti-hero story of a lovelorn vampire, which I'm also less interested in. The book is not a tragic love story about a lovelorn vampire.
Dracula was never in love with Mina, period. He was trying to take her out.
I know. I'm like, that's what just confuses me. What was he thinking? Did he really just want to make the novel, but he had this, he was going to remake Nosferatu, and he was just kind of like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So, I'm kind of wondering, and this will never happen, I don't think, ever now. He will never make a movie version of the novel.
I don't think nobody will.
No, I think you're right. So you got that where he can't, and the other bit you were probably trying to say that is Mina is the hero of the book.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, they wouldn't have been able to finish everything. It was a team. They were all a team, but Mina's the one that put it all together.
Yep.
So I don't know what he missed. Now I think that is the last bit of those things that confused me. So I like the look of this film. I like how it looked. I think it looked great, like costumes. There's a couple of other things, Brandon. I want to get your take on that. What was the point of Orlok being nude?
In the coffin?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. It's some new stuff to me, dude.
So he stands up and he's like nude. So I mean, we're gonna say that Orlok is like, well, time to get in the coffin. Better take my clothes off. Don't want him to get dirty.
Well, here's the question to all that is where the heck did he put his clothes?
Yeah, where were they? Shouldn't they have been hanging up right next to his coffin? What was the point of that? I don't get that. And the other bit is there's quite a bit of vampire folklore in here, which was very nice. But why didn't he put some more from the book in there? There's that scene in particular where Hutter looks and sees the nude woman on the horse in the cemetery. So that's in folklore. So why couldn't you put some of the folklore that was in the book in there? I mean, you're already trying to make the book, trying to mix the book with this. Maybe I missed the point of it. Maybe I missed the point, which I'm.
Well, they said the reason why she was on the horse.
Exactly. But why did he put it in the movie?
I don't know.
That's what I'm asking. You remember some of the folklore stuff that's in the book that Harker asks Dracula about when he gets to the castle? You know.
He didn't ask him none of that in the book.
The one in particular I'm talking about, I believe there's only one movie that ever did it, and that is The Blue Lights in the Forest.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like. I mean, there was mysticism behind it, but it was like nothing.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. So what's the point of putting that person there? I don't know. Like I said, I might have missed the point of that scene. I mean, I understand the folklore behind it, but I don't understand why it's in the movie. So
only thing I got from it was that they have a virgin naked girl on a horse, just in case if the
so you think it's there? Are you saying that you think they put it there so they could have some nudity?
Oh, trust me, you didn't need a naked woman on a horse for that. Trust and believe that.
Okay, they put there. Okay, so and the other bit that I just didn't get, and again,
sorry.
Oh, he got attacked. You got the end there with okay, so we had the other cast. Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it. Bill Skarsgard does pretty good as Warlock. Willem Dafoe is in it. He is playing I thought he was pretty good. It was almost really close to the Van Helsing in the book. Almost. I'm not saying he was, but I'm saying he was actually closer to the Van Helsing in the book than Anthony Hopkins, I thought. I'm not saying he was not better than the BBC Van Helsing, the 1977 BBC, but he was like probably the second closest to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, the cast is good. Of course, you got Ralph Ineson, who was in The Witch and was in The Office, the BBC Office. So we've got a good cast. I guess I got to say this again. It's not a bad film. It's just got, to me, some odd creative, odd decision. See, Brandon can't even talk anymore.
It's so
he just can't do it. I think Brandon didn't like this movie more than me. Did you like this less than I did?
I want to say I think it's kind of a little bit on par where you at. I think the main things I didn't like is somewhat of the story and a lot of some of the stuff that makes sense.
Okay. Now, this movie, when I saw this, and I didn't talk about it that much on that show, but after I saw this, I had to rethink the Klaus Kinski Nosferatu.
Oh God, don't do it.
I did. I was like, because this one was just so not what I thought Eggers was going to do. It was just not as good as I thought Eggers could do. I think he could have done better. And as I thought back on that, I thought about how much more simple Herzog's version is. How much more quiet and contemplative it is. It was just so, I was like, maybe because I don't know. I'm not saying that movie's better. I don't know. Maybe I like it more than I thought I did. Maybe, but okay, Brandon, we're going to get there. We're going to get to the necrophilia.
Oh God.
I don't understand why that was there. He's like, his wife is dead. He loved his wife. I get it. His wife is irresistible. That's the way our wives should be to us. So she's dead. The plague is ravaging the town, and he's there in her tomb. Says, "Yep, I think I'll do it one more time." Now, for me, I don't find that romantic in any way, shape, or form to desecrate your loved one's corpse. That to me is just, I couldn't do it.
No.
I could not do that. If my wife is there dead, I'm going to die of the plague. I'm not going to go desecrate her corpse. I'm going to put a rose there and I'll sit there and cry. I'm not going to freaking jump on her. It doesn't, I just don't understand that. Maybe, what did you get from that, Brendan?
That was, why was it even in the movie?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I mean,
I read a couple of things explaining why they thought it was there and what it was like. And I'm like, no, that doesn't.
That
I don't believe that
book.
justifies I don't believe that. Yeah, go ahead. Go on, Brent. I'm
It
sorry.
don't justify the book. It don't even justify the movies. Like, it don't justify the original movie itself.
Yes.
So what's the point of you? Oh, this is my wife, my darling wife. I think I might have one more round with her. Just for old time's sakes. No.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the horror? Where's the horror in that? Like, okay.
It's horrible to desecrate a corpse like that, Brendan. There's the horror.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So we're coming up to the end. I wanted to save some time for Mark. I know you and I could go for another 45 minutes
Oh, I can go all night
on this, but I mean, I think part of it is if we hadn't been doing all these Dracula shows, and we hadn't done all the Nosferatu movies, I don't know if I would have liked this a little bit more. Maybe, what do you think, Brandon? If you hadn't been going through all the Dracula movies and just read the Dracula book and just done all the Nosferatu movies, would you have liked this more?
Yeah, if I didn't go through the book, like I said, if I didn't go through the book and all the movies, then I probably would have.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wonder that, but I'm never going to know that because I don't like the mustache. I don't like the hair. I don't like that he was jumping around naked there in the for some reason. I don't really like the ending of it either. I don't really like how
That doesn't make any sense.
he was just naked on her, and it's like
He was doing more than being naked on her. I can tell you that much.
what was he doing?
He was bopping and grinding.
Yeah, you're a vampire. You're a living corpse. You're a corpse. But anyway, I didn't like the ending of it. I thought the ending of the Kinski one was better.
Oh wow!
Yes, it was.
Look, no, the original ending for the freaking movie.
I did.
1922.
The
That was
20.
better.
The
That was
1922 version is the best.
Yes.
I'm just saying, if you're comparing two versions, the Klaus Kinski ending is better than the 2024
I don't
ending.
even like Klaus Kinski one.
So it doesn't matter.
It does. It does.
The ending for that
don't like it.
Better.
No, it's not.
And the ending for this.
And for this one is, oh my God. Why?
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. We got to bring Mark up because Mark's over here chomping at the bit because
Mark likes it.
I spoke with Mark earlier today and he saw it and he likes it more than we did. But remember, Mark, you didn't watch all the Dracula movies we were watching and maybe you could say if you thought we would have liked it more if we hadn't been watching all the Dracula movies and watching and reading the Dracula book and all that. What do you think about that, Mark? Do you think Brandon and I would have liked it more if we hadn't been doing all the Dracula movies and comparing the movies to the book to see which was better and then compared all the Nosferatu movies?
I don't know that. I don't know if that would be the case that you would like it more, than that. It's a movie that, it's a pretty much the beginning 1922 Nosferatu came out. If you've seen that, you've seen the Klaus Kinski one, you've seen the Doug Jones one, and in comparison, that new one, I like the new one. I like the new one. There were certain things about it that, I could have did without, of course.
Oh, well, Mark, was there anything Brad and I were talking about that you're like, you guys missed the point of this little thing here? I liked it.
Well,
Is there anything we were talking about that you're just like, what are you guys talking about?
well, it's just as it's just a vision that that Eggers had, that he did. He's put a little spin on himself and a little spin on it, basically himself. Maybe it's just not. Maybe it's just not something everybody would generally like the way he did it. But I just think it was sort of a vision that the guy had, that he had, that maybe he wanted to make it a little bit different. You know what I mean? Maybe he didn't want to make it exactly the same.
Yeah,
Maybe
but see,
he wanted
that's our point.
to,
It is the same.
But I'm saying
It is the same. The plot of it, and
It's
I know
the plot.
it's Nosferatu,
But I'm saying just like
but
the
there's nothing much new from any other Dracula movie or any other Nosferatu movie, or
well,
quite honestly, much other vampire movies.
It's basically the same.
no, but I'm talking about the little things that he
Yeah.
added to it, as far as the mustache and the decrepit look, and
Yeah.
sort of like the zombie-ish style look of Nosferatu, of Count Orlok. He did some different things to kind of like, maybe he wanted to put it like a little fresh spin on it. And of course, it's going to be the same plot. He didn't change anything about pretty much the plot or anything like that. But
No.
I did, however, I did think that the ending, I felt that it had I felt that the ending itself, the where he burns up and stuff, I thought that was pretty good. The way the ending was.
Okay, wait. Do you see how he had to burn up, right?
I mean, because he disappeared in all the other ones.
No. He didn't disappear in the Clark Kinski one. He didn't
I
disappear in
don't
that
know
one.
about look,
but
I
this
did not like that one at all. I didn't even watch
okay,
that.
but the thing is, what I'm getting at is he was banging her in the midst of having
No,
sex with her to burn up.
no. He was drinking her blood.
He was butt naked.
Her blood. They were naked, but he was sucking her blood.
Why was he naked?
Because
she was naked.
Because he was naked. Every time he sucked their blood, he was naked.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I watched the movie.
I did too. He was naked every time he was sucking the blood of.
When he first Big Matt had her, he had his clothes on.
He sucked the blood naked. Not just from her.
He's a naked vampire, naked.
So she was naked. So hold on. She was naked. And he was naked.
I think it was much more than what you think. I think
there's a big view
of
it. Mark, there was a big view. They had a top-down view of the whole thing.
He was drinking her blood, and it took too long while he was drinking her blood.
I bet it did. It lasted more than 15 minutes.
He realized that it was too long. That he was drinking his blood.
No, he realized that he was getting it on while he was drinking the blood. He didn't stop.
I didn't take the fact that he was getting it on with her.
Look, in the beginning, hold on, wait. In the beginning of the movie, he was basically psychically having sex with her in the beginning.
It wasn't sex with her. He was just infatuated with her.
So she was doing all this devotions and stuff. So she was doing all this for no reason.
No, that wasn't sex.
Okay. Okay.
I'm telling you, even when he was sucking the blood of her husband, he was naked.
He just caught him naked in the casket.
No, I'm saying he was naked when he was sucking his blood.
You only seen him
see
suck his
that?
blood twice.
He was.
Okay, okay. Listen.
He was
All
sucking
right, guys.
blood.
We're just gonna have to agree to disagree on Brandon and Mark are gonna have to agree to disagree on that. Nice. I didn't actually think you guys were gonna go at it on that one, on that bit, but you never know sometimes. That's what makes it fun. I will say. So
Boy.
I want to ask one more question. So Robert Eggers' next movie has been revealed that he is going to make a werewolf movie. And I'm actually a little more excited for the werewolf movie he's going to make than I was for this movie. Since he's doing research into the folklore. I've read a bunch of vampire folklore and werewolf folklore also. Now, if he goes and makes a straight up werewolf movie based on the folklore, which I think that's rare. I don't think there's a lot of werewolf movies that are based on the folklore. Most of the werewolf movies now base their mythos on the 1941 Wolfman, which that was made up for that movie. I know there are some that are more folklore based, but they're very few and far between. So I think that he could do something really interesting and different with a werewolf movie if he goes straight to that and just ignores what was in the 41 Wolfman, which worked so well for that film and has worked so well for a bunch of other werewolf films. But I think it would be good to see something really different. I think he really has a chance here to make something really different and really make something better than that Kit Harington werewolf movie we watched.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
What do you think about that, Mark? What do you think about that news? Does that sound good?
Yeah, it would be something fresh. It would be different. I think that I'm open to that. I'm open to seeing something totally different about in a werewolf movie than the same old thing.
What about you, Brandon? Does that sound better, or has this
Yeah.
left a bad taste? Has this left a
No,
bad
no,
taste in your mouth for?
no. I mean, no. The only thing that left a bad taste in my mouth is just him not making any sense of if he wanted to make a Dracula movie or the Count Olaf movie. That's the only thing that got me. Now, everything else in the movie was great, but him doing the werewolf movie, I don't like to see that because there's no actual like ancient werewolf storybooks or anything like that from back in the day. And like you said, it'd be based off the Wolfman from back in 1930. So, I mean,
there are,
1940.
but wait a minute, there are stories that are passed down.
Well, I'm talking about
like
Mark.
books
I mean,
wise, like
folklore stories that are passed down.
I think Brandon's talking about like a classic novel, like a Dracula or Frankenstein.
Well, maybe you don't
there's
need
not,
that.
but you don't need that. But there are. If you go read folklore about werewolves, there are stories about werewolves and how they turned into werewolves. I think you just draw from that and do a story there, or take one of those old stories and do that. If I remember the details right, so far it's going to be set in like the 1300s.
That'd be awesome.
Robert Eggers also said that he doesn't want to make a movie set in modern times. I like that. That's good because his attention to detail is great. I'm a fan of Mr. Eggers. I like his work, even though I didn't like this film that much. There are a lot of things about it I did appreciate. I don't know where this falls. It definitely is not the best Nosferatu. 1922 is the best. I'd probably say Doug Jones one is the second best Nosferatu.
Like
and then it's kind of a toss up between this one and the Kinski version for me. What about you, Brandon? Where would you rank them?
Kinski version. This Kinski version. Why? Why are you in this Kinski version?
Because Klaus Kinski,
because he's already a weirdo anyway.
Was an odd-looking man, and he's a weird man. And if anybody got a subdued performance out of him, and he's kind of actually pretty damn creepy as Orlok without really trying. Skarsgard had to try. But I will say, I think Skarsgård kind of redeemed himself from that crap fest that came out earlier this year that he was in, The Crow. This runs circles around that. Did you have a list where they fall in order for you, Brandon?
No, it's just the original was always going to be the best one for me. And everybody else is just whatever it is.
Okay,
Oh, wait. I would say The Shadow of the Vampire.
Well, a lot of people put that on there, but that's not a remake of Nosferatu.
It doesn't matter.
It's not a version of Nosferatu.
Doesn't matter.
It's an Elseworlds movie. It's not.
Good.
It's
Still
about
good.
the making of Nosferatu.
Still
It doesn't count.
Still good.
No.
Still
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's a good film, but it's not a version of Nosferatu. Go, Mark. Go. No, you can't have that in your list. No. You take that off your list. Okay, Mark, go. What's the order now? Because you've seen them all. Also, we've all watched them all.
Oh boy!
Don't make me put you in timeout by putting this one as number one. If you put this above the Marnow film, you are going in timeout.
Okay, so
mean.
For the fact that
I don't know, that is a right answer, Brandon. There is a right answer to the best Nosferatu.
Okay, movie. So I do like the Doug Jones one. Here's how I'm going to explain this.
Oh my God, you're putting Doug Jones as number one?
No. Here's how I'm going to explain this.
I like that one.
It's very difficult that I feel that when you take a movie like the 22 version that started it all, to even compare it to these modern versions. So I'm going to leave the 22 version as a classic version set alone.
As number one.
Set by itself.
Why can't you just say it's number one?
Well, it is number one. How's that?
Okay, thank you, Brandon. What do you?
It's set by itself.
It's set by itself. It's number one. It's on a pedestal.
If it wasn't for that one, we wouldn't have these.
That's right.
But I would say it's a toss up for me. Kinski can go in the garbage. I don't like that one. I don't like it.
Somebody. Thank you.
To me, I like things about these both movies. If I put them together, Doug Jones movie, he was good. I love the backgrounds. It was a gorgeous movie. I love that they took the backgrounds from the original and it goes hand in hand there. This, I love the dialogue. I love the little spin on it. I love the way they used Romanian language. It's just, I love the way the period was, the way they did the period, in that same way as they did the 22 version. Like, you know what I mean? Like the locations. I love the locations. I love the kind of colorless look that it had, the muted look, the muted colors it had, that it tried to kind of go back to that. I kind of liked many parts, but there's some parts of that movie that kind of shouldn't have been in there. There's certain parts.
What shouldn't have been in there?
All right, so the part I felt was a little weird. A little weird was I said it before too, escaping me right now, because I did tell you already what I thought. And it's kind of escaping me right now, but I did tell you what it was. Oh God, I can't even remember right now, Joe.
Well, that's fine. Remember? We are down at the end.
Do you remember what part I was talking about?
No, I remember you and Brandon going at it though.
No, but I mean, there's a part that I felt like you kind of didn't need that in there, But there's a couple of parts like that, that I felt like You did the one. Okay, yes, I remember it now. The one part where it's like he's basically telling her husband he makes me he's better than you, basically, and then they start having sex.
Oh, that's
Like,
right.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, and I'm like, there's no need for that shit.
Yeah. So it's just it's another odd decision, I think, right there. Just another.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mark, thanks for being on. Mark is the
You're
go-to for
welcome.
Motu.
Motu, yep.
They could have put Castle Grayskull in this movie and it would have fit.
Oh, it would have been perfect. Castle Grey.
Mark, where can people find you if they want to check you out?
You can find me on YouTube, The Toys of a Time Gone By. Yeah.
Absolutely. Brandon,
Yo.
what should people do if they like what we're doing?
If you guys like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Rumble.
That's right. All right. Well, we'll talk to you all next.
Motu.